Hello and welcome back to Friday Minis. Now, if you've been programming in, say, a language like Java or Python, you would have seen the word exception crop up from time to time. Especially Java, they really love their exceptions. So, what really is an exception? We like to think of it as basically synonymous to an error. But as it turns out, these are actually slightly, just very subtly different. Let's take a look at what it means. Basically, an exception is a situation in which something has gone wrong. However, it is not sort of a fatal issue. That's where this is contrasted with an error. When you get an error, it's basically, end of the world, everything has to stop. But an exception is something that may be forgiven, so to speak, and we can actually move on from there. One classic example of this in Python is when you actually use the int function. The idea is, this takes a string and attempts to convert it to a number. If you give it, say, a string containing the number 7, that's fine. You will get the integer 7 as a result that you can actually do math on. However, if you give it something like a, you can't turn a into a number, and as a result, this function raises an exception. It tells you that, hey, I don't know how to do this, so I'm gonna just, complain to you, and you can decide what you want to do next. You can easily handle this by just telling the user that, hey, you've given me something that I can't convert. And then maybe you can ask them for the value again. This is not an error. This is not a situation in which you have to just throw up your hands and basically get the program to quit. And that is an exception. Basically, something has gone wrong in a way that you can't handle. And usually, how we do this is using a try statement. That is, we try to do something that may end up in an exception state. So for Python, how we handle it is in a block called except. In Java, it's a block called catch. Basically, whatever code that is inside your try block will run up to that statement, and if there's an exception, it stops immediately at that point, and it jumps to our catch block. None of the subsequent code is ever executed. And what that means is if you have, another line of code that depends on that line that could break, you are assured that it will not run. You are assured that you will not end up running a statement that cannot run because of a piece of bad input. So yeah, that's exceptions in a nutshell. You will find this extremely useful in certain conditions where, well, you want to run something that could go wrong. That's it for this episode of Friday Minis. Hopefully now you know the difference between an exception and an error. Well, they're not the same, right? Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, you're watching 0612 TV with NERDfirst.net. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my work and are feeling generous, you can shoot me a one-time donation on PayPal or sign up for a recurring one on Patreon. Of course, you can simply like, comment, and subscribe. You know the deal. For more videos, links to my channel and a related playlist are on screen. Thank you for your support.